According to the Organ Procurement and Transplantation Network, every 10 minutes, someone new is added to the national transplant waiting list. So consequently, that number on the waiting list continues to grow, and the number of donors doesn't even come close to the number of organs that are needed. Organ donation saves lives and helps people. One donor, you, even me, one donor alone has the potential to help 60 or more people. And it's easy to become an organ donor. Okay, so by knowing more about organ donation, you should be able to understand the importance of becoming a donor and make that choice to donate. In August of 2017, according to organdonor.gov, there were 114,000 men, women, and children on the national transplant waiting list. 34,770 transplants were performed in 2017, and there were 20 people every day that were dying while waiting on their life-saving organ. Now, we must increase our numbers of organ donors so those people that are on the waiting list don't die waiting, but receive that life-saving organ and go on to live longer, healthier, happier lives. I have a graph from organdonor.gov that shows from 1991 to 2017 the comparison of people that are on the waiting list and then compared to the transplants performed and the number of donors out there. You can see that the numbers have increased, but not in the right areas. We need to increase that organ donorship higher in order to bring that waiting list number down. So organdonor.gov says that one person has 8 life-saving organs: the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, the liver, the pancreas, and the intestines. You can give more than just those life-saving organs. You can also donate your corneas, your skin, and your bones. And that will give the potential out there to help so many more people. Okay? Now, that being said, you don't have to pass away in order to be an organ donor. You can be a living donor. Living donors can donate a lung. They can donate a part of the intestine or a part of the pancreas. They can donate lobes of liver or even a kidney. Okay? Organdonor.gov also says that 4 out of 10 living donors choose to donate to a family member or a close friend. It's still a good thing. They're still a donor. They're taking somebody off of that waiting list. Okay? So the number of donors increases every day. One donor is capable of helping 60 or more people. And you can be an organ donor while you're still alive. All good things. So now let's talk about major myths as to why people don't want to become an organ donor. The first being that doctors won't work hard to save an organ donor's life. Not true. Providers take an oath not to harm their patients and to make life-saving a priority. In the article, Public Attitudes and Behavior Regarding Organ Donation says that there is no consideration at all about organ donation until all life-saving methods have failed. So a provider is not even supposed to think about organ donation until they have tried to do everything under the sun according to your wishes to save your life. Okay? Second myth, certain religions don't support organ donation. Again, not true. The same article I mentioned above also explains that most major religions in the United States support organ donation. They see it as a final act of love and generosity to others. You know, kind of a form to, a way to pay it forward. You know, if you've never paid it forward, become an organ donor and pay it forward when you pass away. That would be a good thing. The last myth I'm going to talk about is having an open casket funeral. Some people don't believe that they can if they are an organ donor. Again, not true. According to the American Transplant Foundation, when there is an organ donation that's done, the body is treated with care, respect, and dignity throughout the whole process. So, donating organs, tissues, bones, none of those things will interfere with an open casket funeral. They take very good care of the people that are donating organs. I can speak from experience with that. When my husband Rod was killed in a car accident, he was an organ donor, but because of certain reasons, the only things he was able to donate were corneas, skin, and long bones. So he was able to help 2 people to see better. He was able to help burn victims because they used his skin during grafting, and then his bones have been used in different surgeries to help with different things. So he's made people's lives better, maybe not saved them per se, but made them better. So doctors take an oath not to harm people. Most major religions support organ donation, and it does not interfere with an open casket funeral. So that all being said, how do you become an organ donor? How easy is it? It's as easy as when you renew your license, when you go to the BMV. Dean Capel says you let them know that you want to become an organ donor. They'll put you in the database. You'll be listed in there as an organ donor, and you can go in and make adjustments as to what you want donated and not donated. You also need to make sure that you are having a conversation with your family. Sally Sattel says it's very important that you talk about your decision and explain the importance and the reasons why you want to become an organ donor. You can also have those the fact that you want to be an organ donor listed in your advance directives, your living will, for instance. Now, I've explained the reasons to become an organ donor. They include the number of people waiting on an organ, the number that die waiting, how many are added to the daily waiting list that's always increasing, and how many people can benefit from just one person donating. I've discussed the major myths associated with the reasons why people don't want to donate and have told you why they are not true. Finally, I went over the ways that you can become an organ donor. So, you may only be one person that chooses to become a donor, but if we all make that decision, then someday there may be enough donated organs to fill the need. Wouldn't that be a wonderful thing?